The next question is, what boundaries do I establish around my work? So this is a really common question. How do you balance it all? How do you not let your business take over your life? So a couple of core principles. The first is what I said at the beginning of this video, which is that you have two choices. You can either choose to let your business run your life, or you can choose to run your business and have it work for you. And it's a conscious decision. If you don't make that conscious decision, what ends up happening most of the time is that your business ends up running you. And so I knew now that being said, you do have to realize that when you're creating something new and it's as big and as amazing and life-changing as a business is going to be, it's not going to be perfect from day one. You're going to have to put in the time to create the assets, the systems, everything that's going to turn this into a real system and asset for you. And so with that, what that means is that in my first year, I worked almost nonstop in this business. And in my second year, it was very similar. That being said, I knew why I was doing it. All the time I was putting in was not just wasted time. It was time that I was learning my craft. I was putting together my courses, my programs, building my reputation, all things that would contribute to my being where I am today in this business. And so I was okay with that because I knew why I was doing it. And I would say after about year 3, what I was able to do was, because I laid the foundation, I still had lots of things to do, like courses to create, more systems to set up, my team to set up, things like that. Despite all of that, I was able to kind of take a step back and say, okay, what kind of boundaries do I want to establish? And so I believe in about year 2 or 3 is when I said, okay, I'm not working on the weekends anymore. No work on the weekends at all. And I think around year 3 is when I essentially said, okay, I'm going to end work at 5 p.m. on most days, and I'll probably start at maybe 10 or 11. And so that's when I started establishing those boundaries. And then around that time as well, I believe, I could be misremembering, but I believe this is the time frame. Around that time as well is when I started saying, okay, I'm only going to take coaching calls I still had coaching clients at that time on maybe just Tuesdays and Wednesdays. The rest of the other days are going to be for me strategizing, me working on other things, me building my courses, me learning and honing my craft even more, whatever that looks like. And what happened from there is I was able to continue systematizing my business to the point where nowadays, right, I work less than even when I shared in the time module of this course. I work mostly Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I might do some calls with my team. I might do whatever work is needed. And then the other times of the days of the week, I'm working on my other businesses, my other projects, and taking personal time. And so it's about really getting clear on where you want to go, what time frame you want to aim for to get there, and what you're willing to put in to be able to get there. The work you're willing to put in up front to be able to get to where you want to go. And then also knowing what phase of your business you're in. If you're in the hustle phase, you're not even consistently making $5,000 to $10,000 a month, you should be hustling. You should be getting clients. You should be thinking about, okay, what can I do more to build myself out, to build my business and put myself out there. Now, once you've got that and you're starting to systematize getting new leads, your sales systems, things like that, that might be when you start saying, okay, you know what? I've got a good income going. I want to spend a little bit more time with my family, or whatever your goals are. And so you do that, but it's also being aware of what phase you're in, understanding what your priorities are, where your business is, and modifying the principles that I've talked through for you and yourself. So there's no one hard and fast rule like set this boundary, but I just shared with you how I did it. And now it's up to you to think through, okay, how do I want to do it? What is my time frame? What are my preferences? What are my goals? What am I willing to put in up front? You know, there's that saying about entrepreneurship, which I love. It's being an entrepreneur means living, hold on, let me see if I can remember, living, the next 5 years of your life the way that other people don't want to, so that you can live the remainder of your life in a way that people can't. I think I might have butchered it a little bit, but you understand where I'm going with this, where you have to put in the work up front, right? So if you're in the beginning phases of your business, like I shared with you, it took me 5-6 years to build my business to where it is today, and I worked hard. It was what I needed to do. I I was very clear on what I wanted to achieve, the impact I wanted to create. And so I put in the work. And that's how you're going to get to wherever it is that you want to be as well. And so understanding that, okay, there's a fine line here. If I want some more boundaries and I'm okay with growing a little bit slower, that's what I'll do. If I want to grow really fast and I'm really clear on when and how where I want to get to, then okay, I can put in a little bit more upfront work, maybe not have such strong boundaries in my time, my personal, my business life right now, and I'll be okay because I know what I'm working for. It's not like I'm just doing it now with no end in sight. Everything I do is contributing towards my end goal. So that's really important to keep in mind.